Hello, everyone. Welcome to class. My name is Caitlin. If you haven't practiced with me before, I'm happy that you're here. And if you have practiced with me before, it's good to see you again. I'm going to be working without a wearable microphone today, so I'm hoping that I am projecting my voice enough for you to be able to hear me. And if not, that's the great thing about technology. We can adjust later. So we're going to come into a cross-legged seated position or any seated position that feels great for you. So that may be coming into your half lotus. It might be coming into heel in front of the ankle. You may swing one leg off to the side and sit in a little cheerleader pose if that's more comfortable for you. So totally up to you. Today I'm going to be coming into an easy pose, easy cross-legged pose. We'll close our eyes and start to tap into the breath, inhaling in through the nose, down into the belly. Per usual, I'm not teaching with props today, but this is your practice. So feel free to incorporate anything that you feel would make you comfortable. Maybe a folded blanket underneath the butt. Maybe blocks underneath the knees, helping to lift and support. Maybe your neck's really sore and you want to use a padded or a weighted neck pillow in your seated meditation today. Make any last minute movements and adjustments before we connect with the body. Noticing right away how the breath feels today. Maybe it's shallow and challenging, or maybe the breath is really big and buoyant and easy. There's no right or wrong answer when we're being mindful. We're simply observing. Taking that awareness and letting it spread to the rest of your body. Noticing any areas of tension, pain, or anywhere that feels very relaxed and open, comfortable. Noticing the way that the body expands and moves on the inhale, softens, and makes room on the exhale. When the mind wanders, we use these points, the breath and body awareness, to anchor us back, redirect our focus. Feeling the breath entering the nostrils, moving down and touching the back of the throat, expanding the lungs, the ribs, the abdomen. The way the chest falls and the belly button pulls back to the spine and the shoulders soften away from the ears on the exhale. The warmth of the air coming back out through the nostrils. One more inhale. A long exhale. And at the bottom of the exhale, we're going to drop our chin to the chest, keeping the eyes closed here just to keep our connection with the body. We take some gentle neck rolls or head rocks from side to side. So we'll gently roll right ear over and on top of the right shoulder. Pausing here for a beat. Exhale, chin drops back down to the chest as we gently roll the neck through, left ear over left shoulder. Exhale, chin drops, rolling right on through. Exhale to move to the other side. Take a few more rounds on your own, pausing anywhere that feels particularly good. In any practice, not just practice with me, you are allowed. You don't need my permission or an instructor's permission to rest. So if we are ever moving in a way that doesn't feel good for you, or maybe we've stirred up some emotion that feels uncomfortable, you are allowed to take any resting posture or any other posture that feels supportive for you. Your practice should feel good, supportive, mindful. It should have an air of self-discovery. The one thing it should never have is a feeling of punishment. So if it ever feels that way, give yourself some grace and back off, doing what feels kind instead. Okay, the next time we're at center, we'll gently lift the head back up. Let's go ahead and keep the eyes closed and see how long we can do this and keeping this connection to the body without sight. We'll shift the belly button over towards the right leg. So belly button and heart space are facing over towards the right. Bending at the hips, we'll lean over the right thigh, right knee before swooping the chest through center. Now chest and belly button are over the left thigh before completing a circle by rounding the back, rounding the spine like we do in our cat pose, dropping the chin. And then moving again, right thigh, chest is open. Shoulder blades drawn together as we swoop through center to complete our circle on the back end. So keep going here with your spinal circles. Our sits bones, our root is connected to the earth. We're only moving the abdomen and upper body. Moving at your own pace, whatever feels right for you. The next time you're at the back end of your circle, we'll pause and take our circle in the other direction. So the glute muscles and the sits bones really shouldn't be moving at all. We're moving from our center, so we're active in the abdomen. Belly button draws back towards the spine when you're on the back end of your circle. Chest comes forward in the front of your circle. Take 2 more rounds here. Next time you're on the back end of your circle, we'll sit up nice and tall. This time, hands come to the front of the knees as we lean the chest forward. And pulling back gently on the knees, we really pinch the shoulder blades together, creating this back bend in the upper body, coming into the seated cow pose. Exhale. We move the spine to the back edge of the mat behind us, rounding through, shoulders curl like we are in cat, except we're in a seated position. Chin drops, really exaggerating the curved dome in the chest cavity. Inhale, chest and belly comes forward, gaze lifts. Exhale, round through, seated cat. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round through. Good. Inhale, we come back up to our seat. Spine is nice and tall. Let's drop the hands to the outside of the hips. Inhale, arms come up overhead. We inhale here to let the spine grow nice and tall. We're looking up at the space right in between the hands. On the exhale, we let the gaze follow the right hand as we drop it to the left knee. Left hand drops behind us in space, and we find a seated twist. Be mindful of how open our heart space is. Bringing an awareness to the right shoulder, we actively drop it down away from the ear, sitting up nice and tall from the base of the spine. Inhale. Exhale draws you through center. Again, we inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, gaze follows the left hand as we drop it to the outside of the right knee. The right hand drops behind us in space. Exhale, rotate us back through center. Left hand is going to come around the body to sit on the base of the spine. So the triangle right at the low back. So top of the hand, not the palm, is flush with the body. Elbows pointing out towards the left side of the body. Right arm comes out long in front of you, and then we cross it through the midline, reaching over towards the left side of the mat. Once we're here, we drop the shoulder, or excuse me, drop the ear, right ear to right shoulder. Big stretch on the right side of the neck. Sitting up nice and tall. At the bottom of your next exhale, right palm flips up towards the ceiling. We start to move the arm, keeping it nice and straight back through the midline as we straighten the neck. Right arm comes out wide to the right side as we drop left ear to left shoulder. Sending the breath over to that right shoulder, right arm. One more inhale. On the exhale, gently in whatever movement or space you have for this, we'll drop the fingers towards the earth. Palm is still facing away from you. So palm and fingers were facing up towards the ceiling. We just drop fingers towards the earth. Big stretch in the forearm, inside of the arm, wrapping around the elbow. On the exhale, fingertips move behind you towards the back edge of the mat. Palm is still facing away from you, and then fingers rotate up towards the ceiling. So we've got this like, stop, what are you doing in our palm? Big inhale. Exhale, we let the hand relax, wrist is back in line with the shoulder, and we again take the right arm over to the left side of the body, dropping right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, we flip the palm, taking the right arm back over to the right, neck lifts, and then left ear drops to left shoulder. Exhale, fingers reach down towards the earth. Inhale, fingers rotate to the back edge of the mat before reaching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palm relaxes as we bring the right arm in towards the body. Relax, shake out the arms a little bit if you need to. Maybe rotate the neck. We take it to the other side, so right hand reaches behind us now. Left arm reaches across the midline over to the right side of the mat as we drop left ear to left shoulder. Big breaths being sent over to the right side, the right shoulder, right side of the neck. Bottom of your next exhale, we flip the left palm, drawing the left arm back through the midline, neck rises, left arm comes over to the left as we drop right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, fingers reach down towards the earth. Exhale, fingers come towards the back edge of the mat, and then keeping the palm facing away from us, fingers rotate up towards the ceiling. Big inhale. Exhale, wrist relaxes as we take the left arm back through the midline. Head rises before left ear drops over to left shoulder. Exhale, palm flips, and we take the left arm back over to the left. Head rises, right ear drops to right shoulder. Exhale, fingers reach down towards the earth. Inhale, slowly with control, fingers rotate to the back edge of the mat before flipping up, reaching towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, wrist relaxes as we draw the left arm in towards the body. We unravel the right, shaking it out if we need to. Both arms come out in front of us. Right arm drops underneath the left as we cross and latch right at the elbows, wrapping the palms around the outside of the shoulders, giving ourselves a nice big hug. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe the elbows lift a little towards the ceiling. Exhale, let's drop chin to chest. Elbows start to reach down towards the ankles, wrapping ourselves rounded forward. Big inhale. Exhale, curling from the base of the spine, belly button tucks back towards the spine. We again lift, elbows lift, arms, palms, fingers reach up towards the ceiling as we unravel, letting the hands straight back towards the front edge of the mat. Hands are right in front of the face now. Taking it to the other side, left arm drops underneath the right as we latch at the elbows, wrapping hands to the outsides of the shoulders, giving ourselves a big hug. Gently closing the eyes if that feels good. Inhale, we lift the elbows, maybe gaze. Exhale, we start to round through, dropping the chin, elbows reach right towards the ankles, letting the shoulders really round. Full release. Sits bones are still rooted to the mat. Let the crown shine down towards the earth. Inhale, belly button to spine. We root down through our tail. Active in the center as we grow tall. Elbows lift up towards the ceiling as we unravel. Fingers, hands up towards the earth. Let's let the hands spread wide. Elbows are straight, dropping down at our sides. Left foot's going to stay towards the midline. We're going to take the right foot and send it behind us. So sole of the foot is facing the back edge of the mat. Cheerleader pose here, little Z. Taking a little rocking motion here if that feels good. Otherwise, we'll inhale both arms up overhead. Exhale, both palms are coming over to the outside of the left thigh. You can lift out of that right glute, right hip a little bit. As we start to walk the forearms down towards the mat, belly button is draping right over the top of that left thigh. Palms face down to the earth. We can stay here. This feels good. Or maybe you walk yourself all the way down, forehead to the mat. Or maybe we stack fist over fist or palm over palm, resting the forehead there. Creating support within our own body. Or maybe you try a few things out, change your mind, and come back to a different position, and that's okay too. One more inhale. On the exhale, we plant the palms on the mat, elbows come straight before walking us back into a seated position to unravel. Right leg lifts up and over the left. Right foot comes to the outside of the left thigh. We hook left elbow around the right knee. Shifting belly button towards the top of the right thigh. Right knee comes in line with the left shoulder, giving it a gentle squeeze in that direction to really exaggerate this stretch in the IT band down into the glute, up into the low back on the right side. One more inhale. Exhale, we gently release, letting the right leg unravel. We take it to the other side. So right leg comes to the midline. Inner left thigh, left inner knee, left arch comes flush to the mat. Left sole is reaching to the back edge of the mat. We're active here in the right toes, helping to protect that right knee. We inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, we're shifting belly button over to the right side, letting both palms drop to the outside of the right leg. Sitting up nice and tall. Using an exhale to start crawling down onto the forearms. Belly button's draped over the top of that right thigh. Maybe you come all the way down. Maybe your positioning on this side feels different than the other, and that's okay. When we're here, we're active in the forearms, active in the elbows, helping to protect the shoulder joints by lifting out and away. So we're creating this firm foundation to support and protect the rest of our body. One more inhale. Exhale, we straighten the elbows, starting to use the heel of the palm to strengthen our arms to walk us back up to a seated position before unraveling back to center. Left leg is coming up and over the right. Noticing immediately how it feels different on this side and how we need to adjust. Right elbow is hooking around the left knee as we shift belly button towards top of the left thigh. We bring a weight down into that left hip, reaching down towards the earth. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale. We'll gently unravel. Hands again drop to the outside of the right thigh as we gently shift the hips to square off down towards the earth. Let's curl the toes under towards the mat. Palms firmly planted. We'll keep the elbows straight as we gently sink the hips back onto the heels, giving a nice wake-up call to the feet, the arches, the toes. If that's uncomfortable, you can always come into a gentle rocking as far as the weight you're putting on the feet, or maybe gently shifting the hips from side to side. When we're here, we're trying to actively reach that pinky toe all the way down to the ground. Chest is open, shoulders are down away from the ears, so we are still engaging and participating in good spinal posture, good language of the spine. Inhale brings us forward slightly into tabletop before dropping belly. Inhale, gaze comes forward. Exhale, we round through. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze is forward. Exhale, round through. Last one, inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round through, really squeeze, squeeze, squeezing, pressing away from the mat. And exhale, we gently walk the hands back towards the knees. Curling from the tail, we bring the hips in line with the knees. We start to roll our way up. Arms come with us up overhead, maybe into a wide V. Toes can stay curled, or we can place the tops of the feet down to the mat. Exhale, we start to gently, with control, drop the hips towards the heels. Fingers stay lifted. We've got this wide V. We're active in our center. Chest stays open. Before we start to drape the belly, then the chest, then the palms reaching down towards the earth. Big inhale, long exhale. The next inhale, we're pressing into the tops of the feet, curling the tail, rolling ourselves back through to tabletop. Instead of using the down dog today to transition into our forward fold or our standing position at the top of the mat, I want to walk you through a few other ways that you can get there. So sometimes it doesn't feel good to come onto our shoulders in that way through downward dog, or stepping up all the way into a standing position from downward dog is not always possible. So it is okay to do this from your tabletop position. So if we were in downward facing dog, right, instead of just stepping right on up through the hands, we can be in downward facing dog, transition into tabletop, and step up that way with one foot, and then lifting the back knee and stepping up this way. Or if that still feels a little uncomfortable or impossible even, we can walk the hands back towards the knees, sitting up tall this way. We gently step one foot, lifting the back knee, stepping the other, and transition into your forward fold that way. So whatever is the most comfortable for your transition today is how we will meet in a forward fold. Let's take it a little wider than hip width apart. Getting nice, gentle movements today. Maybe gently swaying from side to side, finding a nice organic movement that your body's asking for. And if it's too much today, if you don't have the space to listen to your body, we all have days like that, that's okay. Where we need to just be told what to do. And if that's you today, go ahead and clasp the opposite elbows, gently swaying the upper body from side to side, maybe shaking the head yes or no. We'll come to a moment of stillness. Releasing the elbows if you have a grasp on them. Using our inhale, we'll gently start to roll our way up the standing position, keeping the chin tucked until the very last second. We reach arms up overhead, palms kiss together, and descend at the heart space. Let's bring the feet back in line with the hips. We'll take just a few gentle movements for the spine, for our hamstrings. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, palms flip externally as we start to swan dive forward, being as mindful and meticulous as we can about our movements, maybe keeping the eyes closed. Crown shines down to the earth. As we lift on the inhale to halfway, pausing here to pay attention into our alignment, closing the eyes and feeling our way through the movement. Shoulder blades are pinched together, shoulders pulled down away from the ears. Hands are either on the shins or tops of the thighs, elbows tight to the body. Belly buttons drawn back to the spine, protecting the low back. Here we go. Exhale, gently we fold. Inhale rolls us up to mountain. Arms come with us up overhead. Left hand grabs right wrist as we lift up and over towards the left. Exhale through center. Right hand grabs left wrist. We lift up and over towards the right. Exhale back through center as we release the hands, letting them drop down by the hips, and then palms come together right at the pelvis before reaching thumbs up to the heart space. When we do, we shift our weight over into the left foot, gently lifting the right off the ground. Maybe you stay here with the toes on the earth, practicing your balance. Maybe you bring knee in line with the hip, sole of the foot facing the earth. It's in your practice to take a toe bind and extend the legs, sole out towards the front of you. That's great, but we don't need to be anything crazy today. When taking gentle movements up until now, connecting with the body so that we are able to connect with our balance. If you fall or need to take breaks, that's okay. One more inhale. On the exhale, we're not dropping the foot, but instead we're reaching it behind us. So heel stays tight to the body as we try to reach the heel towards the hip. It's going to feel natural to reach around and clasp the ankle or top of the foot, so go ahead and do that. Left hand maybe stays at the heart space, or if you need to counterbalance by bringing the left arm out wide at the side, that's great. We're lifting up and away from the earth, pressing into that left foot, our foundation. We're strong in the ankle, strong in the knee, lifting out of the hip instead of dumping our weight. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to gently release the grip on our right foot. Hand comes back to the other palm as we bring the leg back to the front before gently setting it down. Like the left foot. Inhale, arms go down to come up. Exhale, palms flip as we swan dive forward. Inhale lifts you halfway. Exhale, we fold. Inhale rolls you up to mountain, arms come up overhead, right hand grabs left wrist as we reach up and over towards the right. Exhale through center, left hand grabs right wrist as we lift up and over to the left. Exhale back through center. We release the hands, letting the arms float wide at our sides, dropping by the hips before hands come together at the pelvis. Thumbs reaching up to the heart space. And we shift our weight over into our right foot, gently lifting the left off the ground. Maybe we keep the left big toe on the ground as we practice our balance. Maybe we bring knee in line with the hip. Finding a point of focus, one area out in front of you. Maybe it's a spot on the floor. Maybe it's a letter on a book across the room. Rest our gaze. Active in our center, we're tugging everything to this midline, right at the belly. One more inhale. Exhale gently, we're tugging heel tight to the body, heel to hip. We reach the knee slightly behind us. Maybe left hand reaches behind to clasp the left foot at the ankle or front of the foot. Tugging the shoulder blades together so we're keeping the chest, pectorals nice and open, heart space. Sticking with your breath. If you fall, that's okay. It's not about whether you can stay up, it's about getting back up. One more big inhale. Exhale, we release the hand gently and with control. Draw the knee back through the midline in front of the body before dropping left foot to right. Arms go down to come up on the inhale. Exhale, we swan dive forward. Inhale lifts you halfway. Exhale. We fold, fingertips come down to the mat. We heel toe, the feet wider than the hips. Toes are spilling off the mat or away from the body. Heels are pointing towards the midline. As we use the hands to guide us on an exhale, dropping the hips right in between the heels. You can place the hands on the mat in front of you if that feels good, and take some gentle rocking movements from one side to the other. Or we find some stillness, elbows to the insides of the knees, either keeping the hands on the earth for stability, or we send the tail down towards the earth, bringing the hands to the heart space, lifting the heart towards the thumbs. More inhale. Bottom of your next exhale. We drop one hand in front of us, one behind to gently guide us down onto the bum, rolling right onto the spine, supine position. When you get there, knees come up to the chest as we gently tug, knees to face. Both shoulders find their connection to the mat. Shoulder blades are snuggled behind the heart. Belly's nice and heavy. On your next exhale, we gently release the fingers, bringing the hands to a T out wide at the sides, wrists in line with the shoulders. We send the feet towards the front of the mat just slightly so the knees are right above the hips, shins are parallel to the mat. Big inhale, tailbone scoops up towards the ceiling, and on an exhale, we drop both legs over to the left. Easy twist. Right shoulder stays pinned down to the mat. Maybe gaze comes out past the right fingertips.
Exhale, belly button to spine as we bring the legs up and over to the right. And we find a place where we can relax a little, where we give the muscles permission to stop supporting the bone. Exhale, draws you back through center. And send both feet out long to the front of the mat. Hands can stay where they are, or maybe they come a little closer to the hips. Palms flip up towards the ceiling or sky. Stay in this position for as long as your day and schedule and body will allow. If you do have room for a full Shavasana today, maybe get some pillows under the ankles, near the knees or low back, maybe an eye pillow for the face. Make yourself supported and comfortable. Thank you for practicing with me today. As always, thank yourself for showing up. It's the most difficult thing that we can do, but you continue to do it, and I'm proud of you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.